Yo, what's going on everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what we're going to be discussing is the Cleveland Cavaliers schedule has finally been released. At the time of recording this, it is August 17th. It is NBA schedule release day. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over, obviously, I'm a Cavs fan. I'm going to be going over the Cleveland Cavaliers schedule. I'm not going to go over every team schedule. I'm going to go over the Cavaliers schedule and give my input on how I think this schedule can fare in the Cavaliers' favor. Will they make the playoffs? Let's look at some of the primetime games. If you guys have not heard, the Cavs got more primetime games this year. It's pretty exciting. But without further ado, if you're going to enjoy today's video, make sure you drop a like. And without further ado, let's get into it. So we're going to go and start off here by just kind of reviewing the schedule, going game by game, looking at all the teams that we're going to be playing, and then we'll kind of break it down into like the primetime games, maybe like some back-to-backs, and go from there. So starting off the year, we got a couple of easy games. We got Brooklyn, we got OKC, Indiana. It seems like we got a chance to start off the season having a relatively kind of easier schedule, except for these two games right here. We got the Knicks. That's going to be some games that we're going to have to look forward to. We get the Warriors earlier in the season. Obviously, we're going to get them once at our stadium, once over in San Francisco. So it's going to be looking like we're going to get them in our stadium very early in the season. And then it looks like we're going to be getting them once again, literally back to back, like within 3 games of each other. We're going to be playing them November 5th. We're going to be heading to their stadium November 11th. It's going to be pretty interesting to see that happen. Looks like we're going to get the defending NBA champions, the Denver Nuggets, on November 19th in our stadium. That'll be a pretty cool game. We got another primetime game here against Philadelphia. It looks like we're going through like a rough patch here where we're going to get Denver. We're going to have to go to Philly. We're going to get Miami coming into town. We don't know what Miami's going to be. Maybe they get Damian Lillard yet. We got the Lakers right here coming into town again. Toronto Raptors, they're no slouch of a team. And then Atlanta Hawks are going to be coming in. If Damian Lillard doesn't go to Miami and he's still with Portland, got to face him again. Overall, I do like the schedule. This right here will be fun. Back-to-back with Boston in their stadium. It's never fun to play a team twice back-to-back in their garden, or yeah, basically their garden. We got some easier games here. We get Houston, we got Utah, we got New Orleans. Chicago, I feel like will be, I don't think Chicago is going to be an easy team to beat this year. They're still going to be like a mid-average team. As always, we're probably not going to get a Christmas game. We never really do since LeBron's left. We get a December 23rd and December 27th game. We do get a game on New Year's. That's pretty cool. Another primetime game in here. It seems like a lot of our primetime games, I'll talk about it in a minute, are mainly pushed towards the end of the season. In the early parts of the year, they're going to get the teams that they know or they want to think are going to be the best teams. They're going to put them on like the TNT, ESPN. The games that we're getting are more like at the end of the year because like they kind of feel like we're going to be probably better towards the end of the year. So they don't want to put us on TV right away. They want to wait just to make sure. But moving through the schedule, getting into March, like you can see now the primetime games are starting to heat up. But ultimately, we end up wrapping up the season here, going in April 14th against the Charlotte Hornets. Now, to kind of go through all the actual national broadcasts, which is what we as Cavs fans are excited for, because when LeBron left, we weren't getting on national TV. That we understood why. But now that we're good, we're getting some national media appreciation. Now we're on national TV. So going through here, we got 17 games. I know. Last year, I forget the number exactly. I think it was like 7 or 8 games we got. It got bumped up. Well, no, it was like 5 games. I think it got bumped up to like 7 or 8 games by the end of the year because we were actually playing good. They were switching games around. We got put on a couple of those. But let's kind of go through all the games. Obviously, I said New York and Cleveland. That's going to be an interesting rivalry going forward. If Cleveland stays good and New York stays good and we can actually get some you win one, I win one, you win one, I win one kind of games, that's going to be a fun-ass rivalry to watch. So we got that game on TNT. Next up, the Golden State Warriors and Cavaliers game. That's going to be on NBA TV. We got the Cavs and the Sacramento Kings on NBA TV. We got TNT rolling in for Wells Fargo Stadium for Philadelphia against the Cavaliers. That'll be a good game. NBA TV has one of the Boston and Cavs games there in December. Then we will rebound back with Atlanta Hawks and Cavaliers again on NBA TV. We have NBA TV for Milwaukee and Cleveland. We got NBA TV for Brooklyn and Cleveland. Over in Paris, I didn't notice that. We going to Paris. That'll be a fun game right there. I believe this is something new they're trying out. That they're trying to like, kind of like with the NFL, how the NFL has games over in London and down in Mexico, Germany. They're trying out. Maybe if the NBA can make this a successful thing, I think it's kind of cool that Cleveland's getting the opportunity to go overseas, play these kind of games in other countries. Next up, we got a game on ESPN against Milwaukee back in Cleveland. We got another game against Memphis on TNT. That's gonna be That one would have been better if Dylan Brooks signed back with Memphis, but the fact that Dylan Brooks isn't there, we don't really got beef with Memphis anymore. We got Chicago on ESPN here. We got Philadelphia on ESPN, but it's in Philadelphia. I kind of wish we would have gotten at least one of these games against Philadelphia on primetime in Cleveland. It would have been more exciting for me. We got New York on ESPN in Cleveland. We got Brooklyn in Cleveland on ESPN. And then we wrap it up here towards the end of the year. We got NBA TV against Philadelphia. We got NBA TV against the Denver Nuggets in Denver. And then we had the Phoenix Suns towards the end of the year in April against the Phoenix Suns in Phoenix. Now, I want to go and just break one thing down. When I say national broadcast, this is a national broadcast game. Like the TNT, the ESPN, the NBA TV, they're all national broadcast. The NBA TV, though, I don't really feel like they're a real NBA TV, because if you can't watch them for completely free without having to go in, sign into a whole bunch of stuff, or even have to pay anything, you ain't free. Games like these here that I'm hovering over, ESPNs and the TNTs, those are free games. Those are national broadcasts, because it's like, as long as you have standard cable, you're able to watch this. And unless you're an actual like NBA fan, like you love all NBA, you're not going to really be watching NBA TV. Meanwhile, an average person can stumble upon a TNT channel or an ESPN channel and be able to watch this game with no problem. But I digress. Kind of getting back to the schedule on what I think is possible for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Do I think they're going to make the playoffs? Obviously. With this roster and what they just added in the offseason, they better go to the playoffs. Let's kind of go through and look at their roster as well, just to see how can this team do with the roster they have and now with the schedule. Jared Allen, is he going to bounce back? I hope so. If not, he's got to go. Amani Bates, probably the steal of the draft. If this guy can hit the threes and put on some muscle and play the way he did in the summer league in an actual NBA game, oh boy, the NBA's got something coming for them. Darius Garland, already probably a top 10 point guard in the league. Danny Green, he's aging, but if he can still hit that three ball, he's still got a spot on an NBA roster. Karis LeVert, got him back. In the middle of the season, there were a lot of people, including me, that wanted him gone, but he showed up in the second half of the season. If we get that second half of the season in Karis LeVert the whole season, good night when it comes to opposing defenses. Sam Merrill, I think he's an underrated piece on this team. I think Cleveland needs to give him another chance to just get on the court. If like Danny Green isn't hitting his threes, Sam Merrill needs to be the guy on the court, because he can hit threes. You just got to get him open. Moving on, Donovan Mitchell. I don't really need to say much other than he scored 71 points in a game. That's good enough for me. Moving on, Evan Mobley, a young, rising center / point forward. He's got the abilities to develop into a Giannis Antetokounmpo. Will he do it? That remains to be seen. Moving on, George Yang. I don't really know what he can be. I'm guessing he's more just a depth piece, kind of just being that solid defender, maybe getting a couple points a game. Okoro, I love him as a player. I want him to succeed. I hope he succeeds. We'll see how he does. Max Strus, he's going to be our three-ball shooter. That was the Cavs' problem last year. Couldn't hit the threes when it counted. They're hoping that he can come in and be that guy. And then everybody else is kind of just like hole fillers, I guess you could say. Now that we've kind of discussed all that, the schedule, the roster, how the schedule looks, all the primetime games, what do I think is possible for this team? I think there's a very good chance of them making the playoffs. I really do. 4th seed, 5th seed, somewhere in there, it is really possible. I think their ceiling is maybe like 3rd or 2nd seed at most. Their floor should be at lowest 6th, 7th seed. They should not come out of the playoffs. I don't even think they really should be dancing around with possibly going into the play-in. And this is no biasy coming into this, because you all saw it last year. Everybody, even the national media, was looking at Cleveland saying, this team's damn good. Going forward, if Darius Garland can stay consistent with his assists, getting a solid 15, 20 points, maybe 25 points, Evan Mobley can go out there and get 10, 15 points, 10 rebounds. Jared Allen, he needs to be the dog underneath, getting those 10 rebounds, maybe at least a dozen points. If they can do that, and then Donovan Mitchell will just do his own thing, he'll score 30, 40 points with ease. When he's having an off night, though, someone's got to pick up the slack, whether it's Max Strus, Karis LeVert, somebody's got to pick up the slack, because when there's some times where Donovan struggles, and nobody's there to help him. But other than that, that's all I got to discuss for today's video. It's going to be a fun season out there for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm looking forward to it. Other than that, if you did go on to enjoy today's video, make sure you guys do drop a like. It's very much appreciated if you do so. If you're a Cavs fan, let me know in the comments. I'm more than welcome to discuss more Cavs stuff. If there's anything specific you want me to talk about when it comes to the Cleveland Cavaliers, let me know in the comments. And if you're enjoying the content that I am posting here when it comes to anything sports related, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Very much appreciate if you do so. If you're a fan of anything from the MLB, basketball, football, college football, anything sports related, I post it here. But without further ado, this has been Dylan Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.